Hello, I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with Shrewsbury Town reporter Mr. Lewis Cox. We've come outside of Sinsel because the lawnmowers are going and people will be getting audio complaints. So we're talking about the game tonight. Look, 0-0.
How long you got?
Well, we've got about 3.5 minutes, I think, probably. It's not a classic, was it? What do you make of it?
I suppose an away point is always half decent from Shrewsbury point of view. Sam Ricketts hammered the message home that this is a difficult place to come. They're strongest here, average a good amount of points per game here, 2 points per game. It's the backbone, the basis of their success at Sinsel. So for Town to come here and get a point isn't bad by any means. A lot of talk as a car goes by. A lot of talk about limited Town action going forward, which not for the first time this season. But I think to start with, let's focus on a 6 clean sheet in 12 in the league, which is a great record, and it's becoming Town's backbone basis to the season. Really, yes, you could say they're defensive, but clearly under Sam Ricketts they're built on this defence. They're built on this 3-5-2. Very resilient, very rigid, organised, physical, and it's paying off because they're keeping shutouts. They now have to work on how they're going to sort themselves out in attack.
Yeah, they were top draw at the back, and they're probably one of the strongest sides I think in League One at the back. Absolutely superb. Now, whether we talk about it as a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2 is debatable, really, because it's up top that there is the problem. Look, Sam Ricketts has called it the best away performance of the season. Would you agree with that?
Maybe not necessarily the best, but he said that because he's really pleased with what he saw tonight in terms of his side as a collective togetherness unit. The way they're moving. He said they're controlled with and without the ball. So when they're letting Lincoln have it, when they spring their traps, how they're setting up, they're all shuffling together. Really organised. So as a manager, when you're looking at tactics and how the side are working together, you've got to believe what he's saying. He's really pleased with that, and obviously the organisational side of it, and that's why he's saying it's the best away display of the season. So you've got, as a former defender, as he did play in a top side, you've got a top flight. You've got to take your hat off with what he's organised there. But fans rightly want to see more goals. Obviously, it's only 10 goals scored in 12 league games, which isn't the best. They've only scored in 5 of those 12 games. So there are things to sort out.
Do they need to be more attacking then? Because look, this side are obviously not going to go down. They're not going to be in the bottom 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. So they're in mid-table mediocrity, I guess, at the moment. But there is that chance to be fighting the playoffs. So does he need to go more attacking? Because like you say, they're not going to go down. Fans want to see goals, don't they?
I think there is the ability there. The 2 strikers that started tonight are great finishers. I think Ricketts said after the match, if Fajiri doesn't slip on the wet surface tonight, he scores the goal. But that was, I think, on its own the only sort of clear chance they made in the box. They tested the keeper late on from distance, but it's only pot shots from distance, really.
Yeah, there was a 35-yarder free kick. That's probably as close as they came, really, wasn't it? I mean, Goss is really impressive, to be fair.
You'd gone actually to interview the fans at the end, and the last added time, really, the 4 minutes of added time.
Sort of peppering,
yeah, a couple of good efforts from Norburn and Laurent. But but you're right, and they've got to be generally, not just tonight, but generally they've got to be more imaginative and sort of have more belief in their passes and maybe a bit more daring. But Ricketts really tellingly said, there are games and venues, locations where you come and open up and be more expansive. Sinsel not one of them. That's how highly he rates this place. He's sort of happy to pay them real respect here because they're a good side. I think they're better than. Lincoln are now 11th, Shrewsbury 12th, sorry, and I think Lincoln are better than that. Obviously lost their manager. Good side, and I think Shrewsbury paid them respect. We saw in the first 20 minutes, Lincoln looked good. Lincoln looked good, and it was going to be a hard night for Town. But I do think from 20-30 minutes onwards, Town were the better team. Looked the better team physically, collectively. I agree with all Ricketts says, but they didn't do enough Shrewsbury in the final third.
No, and look, if they're going to go away from home and draw games, that's absolutely fine, but then they've got to go and win those home games, don't they?
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. I think it's been a decent performance now. I think it's a good performance, it was a good away performance, but you just want that little bit of bite up front. The 2 strikers, to me, didn't look like they were playing in tandem.
No, I see what you're saying there as someone that hasn't seen them before. I mean, 430 Shrewsbury fans came here on a Friday night.
Oh, they won't believe. By the way, they were a different class. They didn't stop all night. I thought they were superb.
That's good of you to say. I mean, I agree, and obviously they could have watched it at home on the telly.
Brilliant support.
you know, and obviously they wanted to see something, but you know they've not come home losing 3-0, or
Sure,
you know this team aren't going to do that, so that's something to take.
Yeah, and you've got to set your stall out, and of course you do. And it's, like you say, from a defensive point of view, it is superb. But you want a couple of more clear-cut chances.
Yeah, but looking forward next week, you know they've got 2 home games: it's Gillingham on the Tuesday and Sunderland on the Saturday.
Okay,
so
big games.
Well, certainly Gillingham, who are, as the Shrewsbury Town media staff wonder by. And, do you want a selfie with Nathan, Scott? Okay, no. Yeah, Gillingham on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
You know, Gills, they're by no means, they're not even as strong as a Lincoln.
Sure.
You know, they're not big hitters. They're going to come to the Meadow, and that's going to be a home game where there's more emphasis on Shrewsbury.
Yeah, more emphasis on the attacking, get on the front foot, and try and put a couple of chances away.
Sunderland at home the following weekend is different.
Yeah,
Sunderland. But Gillingham, you know, like a couple of Tuesdays ago, they hosted Southend and won that 4-3. There shouldn't really have been a 4-3. Should have been about 4-0. But it's going to be like that in Gillingham. There's going to be emphasis. The fans there at the Meadow on Tuesday night will, you know, expect the home side to be show intent, be on the front foot. A different performance from tonight.
Yeah.
They need to be as good as they were defensively, and we've seen 6 clean sheets in 12. They can be consistent at the back. I'm not concerned about that. I don't think any Town fan is. Pierre is absolutely class, best player on the pitch tonight, and Rochon not far behind him. But the sort of the way they build through the lines, midfielders just maybe have to show a bit more guile and imagination, and the strikers maybe have to make those more intelligent runs and movement in those home games where there's more emphasis on getting the 3 points. But look, I don't think we've learned too much tonight, really, coming all this way on a Friday evening. I think we've learned again that, well, I don't think we've learned. We know that Town are solid at the back. We know that goals aren't free-flowing, but you know Ricketts has come out and said, and you can read this on our website, that he's not concerned by that. The lack of goals, he said that, and he says that there are times where we're going to play more open attacking football, and this isn't one of them. So you just got to take his word, I suppose.
Should we go?
Probably should, yeah. If we make it on before 2 a.m, we'll have done well.
That'd be a bonus. That'd be a bonus.
Yeah.
I think we're getting locked out as well, so we better go.